So it's a very healthy thing. Whenever you have an erection, look at it. Just tell God, this is your doing. I thank you. I praise you, because there are men out here who can't have it. Now, having it is one thing. Sustaining it to the end is another thing. Because again, you'll have it
first. What's the approximate time normal for a man to sustain an erection?
It has really messed up his mind. Let's now be very open. How masturbation happens. Please tell them to tell the children to go to bed now.
I hope the title of the video is clear and you are not watching this with your children. Or on loudspeaker in a church. Or in a matatu, really.
A man who will enjoy pure, deepest, most amazing orgasm is when he has gone through the journey, looked at the woman in the eyes, connected with the woman physically, emotionally, intellectually, any part, and the release is boom.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Rawder Kidula Show. I am excited about this conversation. As you now know, every last Friday of the month, I host Carol, your health coach. So we're going to have a really awesome conversation today. Before that, thanks to JK Studios. You guys, if you know anyone planning for a wedding, or you are planning for a wedding or a party, or you need any event covered, if you're looking for videography or photography services, then JK Studios is your plug. So please check out the number below, save it for future, and even call it now if you need them. So we did a video on libido, right? And we talked about erectile dysfunction for a few minutes. But that video, everyone goes there because of erectile dysfunction. So we thought, why not just have a whole show on that subject? Welcome. For those who've never heard about you, tell us who you are, please.
Welcome, our viewer. My name is Carol, your health coach. There are some other people who call me Tatawa Mulio, Auntie of Sweetness. And I head and I run a company called Rejuvenating Nature's Beam that works with the natural resources that God has given us to prevent and manage diseases. Up and above that, I also run a non-profit called Health Sister Foundation, where I am a pillar to cancer patients, having been a cancer survivor 10 years now. I'm a mother. I am a full of life human being.
Yes, you are.
And I teach about sexual and reproductive health.
A lot. And before we even continue, here is how to reach Carol. Here is the number. We're going to place it here this time, so that you just know this is the number to call. So that when you call JK Studios, you're looking for videography and photography.
Oh, they are calling even JK Studios. Okay.
Yes, they are. So, and you are available to meet people. They book appointments.
You have to book an appointment. It has been quite a busy season, but you have to book an appointment and wait. Because like right now we are speaking, I think we are booked up to January. So I should thank God that I can have you for a few hours. So we thank God for that. So you have to book an appointment. When you call those numbers that are there, you will be directed to the person who books an appointment. But you can also visit us, because I've taught so many other people to do what I do, and I'm still going on teaching people how to use natural resources to prevent and heal diseases. So you can go to Kikuyu branch, you can go to Thika branch, you can go to Nanyuki branch, you can go to we are having some diaspora branches. I'll be telling you very soon. So you will be served by so many other people. It's only that some people insist they need to see me, Carol, and no one else but Carol. So if you really want to see Carol, you have to wait a bit and go with the schedule of the appointment.
But for the branches she's mentioned, check the first comment of this video. I have just I'm always the first to comment with all the branches and the numbers you need to call, and even their website. You can even order through the website,
you can
right?
Order through website.
We prepared some tea. You called it tea, but
Rhoda almost killed me that there's no sugar.
There's no sugar.
And then she was asking me, it's just leaves.
It's just leaves.
So I've added the lemon leaves. I know you take the lemon fruit.
Yes.
But the lemon leaves are inside here.
Yeah.
And then I have done the sweet potato leaves. In my mother tongue, we call it mereo, but the sweet potato, the leaves, mereo, and some hibiscus. That's the one that is giving us
the color.
Yes, no sugar.
No sugar.
No sugar at all.
Okay.
Yes, but that is what we are going to take today.
That's what we are going to take today. And I love the kettle. Because we put hot water in it.
Yes.
And then
all these things, you don't need to boil them. If you boil them, you are killing the chlorophyll in the plants. So you need to do a process called infusion. So the kettle has a sieve inside.
Yes.
So you just put inside and you add hot water. We just did something very simple.
Oh, yeah.
And we have our tea. So yeah,
I
even
can
the
see
kettle
the
is
sieve.
RFB, yes.
Yeah, you see? The leaves.
Yes, and then it's round in shape. I like it. I really like it.
It's really beautiful. So that's what we are taking today. How is this drink going to help me? Because when I take something that has no sugar, it really has to help.
I wanted you to relax because we are going to talk about erectile dysfunction and maybe you still don't have my guts. So the first thing it's going to do is to help you relax, calm down your blood pressure. That's the work of hibiscus tea. Make your nerves just cool and easy. At the same time, it's giving you some vitamins and keeping you happy.
Oh, yes. I need the happiness.
I'm raising your estrogen, the womanhood in you. I want it to come out. The feminine you should come out.
To come out. Okay.
Yes.
It's not as bad as I thought.
See, I told you, by the time we are done, you'll be a goat or a rabbit.
I choose to be a rabbit. So,
yes.
Today we want to talk about erectile dysfunction in depth. Because I have discovered, I don't know about your side, but from my side, there are men who've been taking my number from the show.
Yes.
The number that you're supposed to be supporting the ministry. But been calling and asking for Caro, thinking I am Caro, and some even just start sending the messages. And sometimes I read and I'm like, there are men who are actually going through this. It's actually a thing.
It is.
Since we did that video, I think I have spoken to over 50 men.
Yes. It is.
So I don't know about you.
Oh, it's
crazy.
You see, when I started teaching about sexual and reproductive health, I started 2 years ago. And when I was starting off, I started in my mother tongue.
Yeah.
And it's just by the Holy Spirit. I don't even remember how it all started. But I didn't know the depth of this problem until when I spoke about it. Because I was like, God, this is what has been happening. Because these are issues that we rarely have the platform to talk about.
Yeah.
Like, for example, just think about someone like maybe he's in church. Who will he start talking about? He's a leader in church. Number 2, he is married to his wife and he has the masculine ego. When the libido starts going down and there's an erectile dysfunction, and maybe you don't know how to tell your wife, because the first reaction that a man gets is, what is wrong with me?
With me, I'm a failure.
So you don't know who to talk to. Number 3, when we start talking about it, we are either vulgar or... So there's literally no opportunity for men. So even when most men are coming to us, a part of them is still scared. But now that we are talking, they have the fear is now slowly going away. So I meet quite a number of men who will come to my office. My appointments are 1 hour, and he'll talk about any other issue, including the weather and everything, for 45 minutes.
Fast.
Then 15
and
minutes.
Economy.
And the economy. Then 15 minutes, he'll say it in a rush. Because this is an issue that is affecting his masculinity, his ego, he's the most private part, and he doesn't know who to talk to. And our society, we've been so mean to men. We don't allow them to be weak.
Yes.
And we see a man suffering from erectile dysfunction as a weak man, which is, maybe that's why we are here to demystify about the weakness, and also to tell them the woman's perspective, that sometimes a woman can persevere a lot because she has chosen you and because she loves you. So it's not time to run away from her. It's time to help her. To use her to help you.
Yourself,
so we are also here to help you as women. How can that woman you are running away from, how can she help you?
And if there's a man or a woman watching this and they're like, how can these two women help us, and they don't even have
erectile dysfunction? I would want to confidently say that a woman is easier to say, one, because we have read these things, and others because sometimes or most of the time a woman is the recipient.
Right.
So who better person to talk to you about it? And also we would be happy to also encourage another man to join here. If there's a man who would want to come and give us the perspective of a man, we will be happy.
Who has experience, which we will never have.
Yes. So the fact, by the mere fact, I think before we started the show, I was telling Jemo, God knows how to use the most blunt knife to use for his work, because I sometimes initially I was like, God, I'm not the person to use. See me, God, it's not me. But now somehow he chose me, so there's nothing much we can do. So we teach also, and we really appreciate that men share these experiences with us. Because there are men who will tell you, I got for, like on this coming Sunday, I'll be with a group of 900 men in Githunguri to go and sit down with them and have these conversations, and they share so much experiences. So I sit down with men, I listen, individuals, groups. I also have no sister. I was brought up in the midst of 10 brothers, so I have learned a lot from my brothers. I learn a lot from my brothers, and I would say the society needs to have a different perspective, and not to suppress the man so much. Maybe we empowered our girl, we forgot the boy child. So the boy child is really struggling. In terms of the ages the ages of the men who come to seek for help, you would expect it is old men who are coming. These days it is reversed. It is the young men who are coming because of erectile dysfunction. And you know why? Because they engaged in masturbation and pornography very early in life. So there's a generation maybe late 80s, the entire 90s. The young men who are in their late 20s and early 30s, they are struggling with erectile dysfunction. Why? Because most of them, they got engaged in masturbation and pornography or drugs.
Wait, let's start with masturbation and pornography.
Yes.
How does it affect?
Oh, Lord, where do we start? So now, when I think the most recent and the saddest case that I've dealt with was a class 4 boy who is like 10, it's not even 10, I think that must be less than 10.
That's 9.
Who is addicted to masturbation and pornography.
When do these boys start erecting?
Because previously we used to say maybe 13 and above, the teen age, but also we are feeding in foods that are fastening our growth. That's why we're seeing young girls with breasts and their periods. These days even a girl can have periods at 9 years. Even 8. So these boys, a boy will always erect even when he's a baby, even your child. I know you have a boy child.
We're not talking about my son. We are not here to talk about my son. He will watch this in future. But yes, it's true.
And previously,
even babies
I don't know whether in your community they used to do. I love referring to my community because I have been studying a lot of ethnobotany, and I really admire what the traditional African ways of life. In my community, when a boy is a toddler, we used to take that boy to the grandmother, and the grandmother would play with the boy when he's naked. He'd play with the penis until it becomes firm, and the grandmother would bless with. For us, the spitting is I have never understood why we spit. So he would spit on the boy's penis.
How old is this boy?
A toddler, a baby. Yes. She would play, and she would say, "Now I see you will have generations," and she would bless the generations. So even you, as a mother, when you're bathing your child, there are times that you will notice that the penis is erect. So if the boy is not experiencing that, then there is a problem. That is the same age when you check the testicles as well. Some testicles, they can hide, they cannot be fully formed. So a boy will erect from whatever time. But now this boy, a child is young and very innocent. His mind is very clear. But if he has been introduced to watching videos, movies, pornography, that will impact the hormones.
Yes.
That is how they're introduced to the masturbation and the pornography.
At a very
young age. Because even yourself, if you don't put a boundary and you watch it, you will. Yes. It will get through to you. So the boys and girls are being introduced very early in life. I still have, this is Carol who is saying this, but I've never understood how we as mothers, we think it's something very beautiful for us to kiss our boys with our mouths
on the lips.
Oh, daddy, come and I love you.
Why are you looking at me? Wait.
No,
I thought there's a boundary. You can kiss until they're 3, 2.
But then you see, this generation that is coming is totally different from us.
Oh yes.
These guys are smart, man. They are born and they can take a phone and they can take photos, and we don't know how to.
Yes.
So what are we exposing our children to? There are others who we are very blessed. We are Christians. We finish church, and then after church, we go for lunch out.
Yes.
The out does not care whether they are believers or not believers.
Oh, yeah.
So this one is drinking this kind of alcohol, this one is drinking this kind of juice, and you think your child is blind. The child is seeing.
And they will only see the soda you bought them.
Now there's another lot of parents, us, the younger generation, who choose that our children will be raised using cartoon.
Oh yeah.
Watch those cartoons. Most of them have a lot of sexual connotations. Yes. Even some are hiding in the name of Christianity.
That's true. Sadly.
So that boy or that girl has been exposed to sexual, and by the way, they know, oh my God, these children.
They do know.
And then you will safeguard your child when they go to school or wherever. They'll meet a girl or a boy whose parents have no boundaries.
Yeah.
So they will be taught. The best place to teach a child is the best time is to teach them is when they are young. And let's not pretend like they don't know. We will not talk about sex. Imagine they already know. Because they were class 4. The other day I was dealing with a young boy who is in Form 2 who tells me he's addicted to pornography and masturbation. I'm like, Form 2? I mean, how? You see, addiction is something you have done over a period of time. And I'm like, what are we doing? So this boy, when he starts early, it has really messed up his mind.
Yeah.
Let's now be very open.
Yeah.
How masturbation happens. Please tell them to tell the children to go to bed now.
I hope the title of the video is clear and you are not watching this with your children.
Yes.
Or on loudspeaker in a church. Or in a matatu. Really. We went past that.
Yeah, it's time to take your earphones.
Yes.
So let's be very real on how masturbation happens. First of all,
this is for a boy.
Let's start with a boy, then we'll go to the girl, because even girls are addicted to masturbation and pornography. So when a man thinks, by a man I mean even that young boy, when he thinks or when he watches a pornography, and I want to put a disclaimer, pornography is not only watched as a video, it can be audio, it can be visual. The novels, that are very explicit.
In fact, novels are worse.
Exactly.
Because the imagination is left on
the way they explain those ones. It can also be those magazines.
Yeah.
So you would say, but my son doesn't have a phone, so why should I worry?
What is he listening
to? It can be a novel that he's reading and imagining and creating that thing in his head. It could also not be pornography explicit. It could be some of. I'm not against soap operas, but there are some that will create things in his head, and every day he will fantasize with that girl and he will think about it, and then he'll have an erection. Then he'll want to release. How does he release it? Using his hand. He puts his penis through his hands like this enough times until he releases. I hear they use a specific mafuta yenye
that some of us use for
our lips. I hear the prices of that mafuta. The oil has gone really up.
No.
Why? Because they are looking, because there's friction. And they are trying to give them penis the sensitivity that it needs when it gets into a woman. So this boy does it the first time, the 10th time, the 100th time, the 1,000th time.
They are addicted.
This hand is a bit rough compared to the woman part. So this part overexposes the nerves of the penis. Okay? So the penis becomes a bit sensitive more than it should be. So the day that will come and he will be a man enough who will marry a woman, the moment he tries to go into a woman, it will be too hot, it will be warm and soft, and the nerves are oversensitive. He'll just get an ejaculation immediately.
Oh, there is a whole science behind it.
So it will, and then there are others who have done it so much they ejaculate even before they touch. They will just think about it, and it will just come out. I know it comes out. Now it makes worse if that young man decided to chew Mira. I don't know what Mira is in English.
Mira is just Mira. Cat. Is it cat? K-H-A-T.
I don't know.
We'll find out.
Or this boy decided to smoke cigar. So the release of these sperms is natural. Number 2, this young man will never be satisfied by the warmth in a woman's vagina because he's used to this hand. Because this hand, you can tighten it or loosen it.
Oh, yes.
And so most of the time in his mind, he will be saying,
this is not
the way they say it in Swahili. There's a way they say it in Swahili. There's ameregea, like it's too loose.
It's too loose.
Yes, which is sometimes it's a lie. That thing is a way of killing a woman's self-esteem. Yeah. Because your cervix and your vagina can contract for a baby to come out and still go back. So that thing of it's loose, it's very psychological.
Yeah, it's in their mind.
So this young man has really messed up, and now when it's time for him to settle down, and they tell me that they do masturbation to prevent, because they have gone through a lot of heartbreaks.
Oh yeah.
So let me sort myself out.
I don't need to be in a relationship.
Then one day you wake up and you want to settle with a family.
So that is why young men are coming to you.
Yes,
because I don't expect a 20-year-old to have erectile dysfunction.
They are coming with erectile dysfunction.
So is there what do we call it? What do you tell them to do?
So the first thing is understanding the root cause, because a 20-something-year-old should not have an erectile dysfunction. Even a 30-year-old should not have an erectile dysfunction or premature ejaculation. So we start with where is the genesis. So most of the time when you come to me, I'll ask you, have you ever masturbated? Do you watch pornography? We will check on the stress levels, because again, as we are talking, not every man who is young, who is having erectile dysfunction, who has masturbated. There are some who has biological issues. Maybe their reproductive system did not develop very well, but that is now biological. So when you come to me, the first thing we treat is psychological. That person, even if I give them these products, they would work for a period of time, but he would still be, because what masturbation and pornography does, you become dependent on them.
Oh yes.
Anyone who is watching us and they know what you're talking about, you can be in church and you feel the urge. Watch it too. You just leave the pastor preaching. I know a friend of mine who says they went to a prayer and fasting center. We are not supposed to be laughing, by the way. Always understand us. Those who say we laugh a lot on serious matters. We need to we are taking this thing making me up. It's the tea. So she went to a prayer and fasting. She gives this testimony. She went to a prayer and fasting because she was addicted to masturbation. So she was like, God help me. Then she goes there and masturbates from there. Oh, it was funny. Yeah, it is that deep. It is that. So when it comes to your mind, you find you are a prisoner. You are a slave. Yes, you're a slave. You are a slave of this. So you will never get. You will rarely get satisfaction. And this masturbation can go two ways. You can have premature ejaculation or prolonged ejaculation.
And we said prolonged ejaculation is not a good thing.
It will kill you, Yawa. It will kill you.
How long is prolonged?
I think the most recent case that I had was prolonged of he can have an erection for 3 hours. Yeah.
Wait.
And he's eventually...
I need some explanation.
Yes.
We're not talking about the way you can have an erection for some minutes and then it cools and then you erect again.
Yes.
No, it is constant.
He gets
3 hours.
an erection, it is there and there. He'll have sex, he'll not ejaculate. It will still continue being firm and firm and firm for a long period of time. And at the end of it all, nothing will come out.
What causes that?
No, that's a different case.
Okay.
That's a totally different case. Because mostly it's psychological, biological, and physiological.
Okay.
Yes. So that's a whole different case. But the erectile dysfunction that we are talking about that is caused by the one that these young men are having, the one that we are struggling with now for these young men is very psychological. I also met one young man who has erectile dysfunction because his self-esteem was so low, and then the very first girl who saw the size of his penis said very mean words.
Again, we're not supposed to be laughing.
Yes. So you can also meet someone who will damage you.
Oh, yeah.
So that is also psychological. So when someone comes to you with an erectile dysfunction, the first thing, and that's why I discourage men, don't go and buy those pills because you have not looked at the root cause. And even if you bought all these things, they are really good.
Especially this.
He's erogenous. It will work, but only if you have sorted out the root cause.
Yeah, the root
you
cause.
have to go to the root cause because it's very psychological. And when we don't treat the psychological, because if you feel affected because you think or you are told by someone that the size of your penis is small, let's be honest, what will you do about it?
They're pills.
No, those are lies.
Serious?
Those are just lies.
Someone told me that there's a pill to prolong.
To make it longer.
Yeah.
Those are lies.
There's no
let's
surgery?
bring the testimonies, Yawa.
There's no surgery?
Recently they did a penis transplant.
Yeah.
I'm not sure but the surgery is to do what?
To prolong it.
How? Where?
We move on swiftly.
No,
it doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense.
Now, you've talked about the young men.
Yes.
What about the older
men now? So these young men, and I've not seen most of them, the older men with that. By older, let's define, let's say from 40 going up to 60.
Okay.
Let's now
Start
group them.
That.
Let's group them. The second category is 40 to 60. Most of them, when they according to the way they're coming to me, they did not have the erectile dysfunction when they were younger, like this generation.
Yes.
So because their food was the traditional one. Our parents were not rich.
Yeah.
So we ate the sweet potatoes, the arrowroots, and all these things. So we did good with our diet. Mostly between 40 and 60, it is more psychological in terms of stress levels. In form of, I want to build a house, I'm not there,
I'm not married,
I don't have enough money. Those are the most psychological issues that they are having. But they also are having psychological issues that have been brought about by their partners.
Oh, someone actually wrote a message that was forwarded saying they don't erect when they're with their wives, but when they go outside there, so they want a product.
Let me tell you something that men keep telling me. Carol, please tell women. You are our advocate. Please tell women. The moment you disrespect or you dishonor a man, it doesn't matter, even your son this young, he's a man, you show him a form of disrespect. You attack every area, every angle of his life, and the first attack that you give is his sexuality, his masculinity. Yes. So if a man feels attacked by that person, that one person, disrespected, I know you have done the 50 years of marriage. I would advise women to go and watch the older women and see.
Respect.
I watch, sometimes I even watch your videos when you had, sometimes you have couples and the wife is quiet. She has a point, but she first keeps quiet, waits for the man to finish.
I know.
Sometimes it feels foolish, but any man, if you want to put him down, disrespect him, and he'll never have an erection.
Well,
so there is a category of men who are struggling with their sexuality and masculinity as a result of a woman they met. I've met 2 men who've told me they don't want to come to anywhere near a woman. One was discouraged, told bad words by his mother. He hated women. And by the way, he doesn't want to get married, he doesn't want anything. I've met another one who just left his own house, left without even a cloth, and said, I'm done. And he told me, Caro, I don't even desire a woman. Because of the words, every time he's trying to move on, he remembers the words that were said by someone he had treasured. There is quite a number of men who we are treating now with different natural remedies, the aromatherapy, the massage, and all these things, to try and boost their self-esteem. Because a woman told them, your size is small. There's another one who came and told me that he tried having sex with the wife and he had an erectile dysfunction, and the wife told him, let me say it in Swahili and then say it in English. Kama hii maneno imekushinda, enda kwa wanaume wenzako. That is,
if you can't manage, go to your fellow man.
Yes, go to a fellow man.
What does that mean? Go have sex with another man?
That person, go and be the woman to another man. Because clearly you can't have any. Yani, there are words that you say to someone, they are painful. So that age different, that age between 40 and 60, most of them are struggling because of self-esteem, psychological issues of, I want money, I want this project, I've not accomplished. They are not feeling good enough. And in between is where midlife crisis comes. Someday we will have a whole conversation on midlife crisis. Some will go looking for other girls, some will go looking for their self-identity. So that is the issue. Then after 60, and remember, 40 to 60, your body is also going down. Before 20s, that is, a man's sperm factory works almost every day. 30s,
I have a gift for your teens. My name is Rawder Kidula, and I have 2 books here for your teens. This is for my beautiful teen girl. This is a book for your teen girls. And this is You're Now a Man. This is a gift for your teen sons. These are great gifts to give to your teens at this time. They talk about different topics: peer pressure, mental health, faith, working hard, finances, and so on. So get a gift to help you disciple your teen daughter or teen son, teen nephew, and whatever teens are around you. Thank you.
Age group between 30 to 40.
Yes.
Stress.
Yes, stress, but also physiological. They call the physiology, the biology. The biology is changing. He is no longer a young man. The sperm production is getting slower by day. I have a very good doctor friend of mine who tells me it takes 72 hours for sperms to be produced. So as you are young. You see, men keep reproducing. They have millions and billions. And for us women, we were born with 200,000 plus of us. We were born with them. It's only that they are not mature by the time we are born. When you become a woman, they start maturing. So for us, we don't produce more. We are born with them. But for men, they keep producing. But as you age, the speed slows down.
The production
factory
speed,
the factory goes down because even your hormones are changing. Even that's why a younger man will have erections more times than an older man. So between 40 and 60, you don't expect to have the same erection like you used to have. I hear the biggest joke that men have is the urinating. When a boy is young, he can urinate like this. They can
draw their name
when they are urinating. But as he goes old, there's a time it will come to this. So the biological aspect, we have to accept that it gets to that point. Around that time, between 40 and 60, is when most men, maybe they are obese, maybe they have diabetes, maybe they have hypertension, maybe they have other health-related issues. So most men who will come at around that age is because of that.
So when it's biology, there's nothing we can do about it.
We can do something about it when it's biology.
Oh.
I'm actually happier treating a man when it's biology than when it's psychology.
Oh.
Because psychologically, you have to dig deep. You have to dig deeper. When it's psychological and emotional, it's a deeper. Yeah.
So you were saying you are happier treating people because of biology.
Because biology, I'm able to change, not faster, but in a better way, in an easier way. Also without, because psychology means that that man will have to release whatever is the problem. And sometimes releasing those emotions, you see, men are not emotional beings. So that he doesn't know how to release the emotions. And for a man to open up and tell you, you know, I went through this, I was told, every time he's repeating what he was told, he feels more, or what he told himself. So it's, for me, I feel it's easier to treat someone with a biological issue.
How do you treat now?
So now,
is it the same for 20-year-olds? It's not biological. It cannot.
No, unless a very small percentage.
Okay.
So the graph keeps changing. When you are young, the biological is a small percentage. But the psychological is more. When you are a bit older, the biological is more than the psychological.
So would you advise young men to marry when they are young?
Yeah. There's a reason why our reproductive ages start early. However, the lifestyle has changed. There are men who are saying, I want money before I settle down. There are girls who want boys who have money.
Financially stable.
Then you go to a home and you find the finances are zero, nada. Then the finances
would you pick financial stability over erection?
Where I'm seated?
Yes.
I would choose an erection anytime. I would comfortably and shamelessly choose an erection
over financial stability.
I can look for it. I know how to look for the money.
Is serious.
You know how to look for the money.
Yeah.
We can sit down and look for that money. But an erection, we can go to the shop to buy. Hey, my friend, well, these are things you don't joke with.
How do you treat for someone who is who never has an erection? Do we have such cases?
Yeah, there are some people.
Yeah.
I've met quite a number who have never had an erection ever. He doesn't know how it feels to have a firm penis.
From birth? Or?
From when you ask them, they'll tell you they don't know. They can't even remember if they ever had that. But most of them had an accident when they were young. It is not hormonal, it is not psychological, it is either an accident or a deformity from birth.
Okay.
But a very small population. However, you can also meet someone who will tell you, I want us to categorize it in one. There's one who will tell you, maybe I've seen a girl or a woman or my woman and I have admired her. My mind wants her. My body feels like it wants, but I'm not getting an erection. Sour. Then there's another one who will see a woman and will not feel anything, nothing. The woman will try and do anything and everything on her. Nothing. That's also a case. Then there's another one who will just have the erection, but when he gets close to the woman, the erection will disappear. Just from nowhere. So the three men has more to do with their hormones production. There are men, when a man has very low testosterone, he might have the sexual thoughts, but then it will not communicate completely to go to form an erection. Because for an erection to come, you must have the thoughts, or you must have the urge. Let's call it the urge, not necessarily the thought, because sometimes, or most of the times, men get an erection at 3 a.m. Because of the testosterone. He's asleep, then an erection just shows up. So he's not thinking. He did not think about sex. It's just that the hormones, the hormones are from 3 a.m. to around 10 a.m. for men, and women, menopausal women, we produce testosterone. That's why he gets an erection. So it's a very healthy thing. Whenever you have an erection, look at it. Just tell God, this is your doing. I thank you. I praise you, because there are men out here who can't have it. Yes. Praise God. It's a testimony to have an erection. It's a testimony, my friend.
Not everyone
knows the luxury.
When it is now, you can sustain it.
Now having it is one thing. Sustaining it to the end is another thing. Because again, you'll have it
first. What's the approximate time normal for a man to sustain an erection?
The other day I was almost beaten on internet when I said the woman's orgasm.
Okay, yeah, 40 minutes. So tell us, erection, normal. Not according to biology or...
I wanted to use biology because that's the only backup I have.
You have?
Yes. Because,
okay.
Depending on what caused the erection, a man can maintain and sustain an erection for a period of up to 7 minutes or even 8 minutes or even 15 minutes, depending on what caused it. And who caused it.
Oh, yeah. And what he's doing about it,
yes,
right?
And what he's doing about it.
Because if you just have an erection and you continue with your work,
yes, it will disappear. It just disappears by itself.
Okay.
If a man has been eyeing a certain woman, that age, that time before he gets into that woman, he can maintain an erection for a while.
Oh.
Yeah. When he's desiring that woman, and then he's imagining. Men are adventurous and they're full of fantasies. But wait until now when he's done, he's like, it's gone. I ran after her all those years. I thought it was
now done.
Now it's done. So what caused it, who caused it, and what you're doing about it. Then, but the sustainability that we're talking about is after a man penetrates a woman. How long?
Oh, yeah.
That's another different story. Because there's someone who'll get in, finish.
1 second we are done.
1 second we are done. Then there's another one who'll go and live there longer.
So give us that time. That is the one we want.
No, we don't want our women to be timing. I don't want to give ideas and you'll start thinking, what is my husband doing?
There are people who need to also seek help.
Because
maybe they think that is normal. For some, maybe the 2 seconds are normal.
Yeah, because maybe that is the only comparison they have.
So should they seek help or just continue enjoying their 2 seconds?
Well, seek help, but also understand that sex is not the penetration, the in and out. It has more. It's deeper. And I keep telling you, Rhoda, sex is deeper spiritually, physically, biologically, everything. It's the same way. Sex entails foreplay. It entails the pace at which you see a man when he's created, when he gets into a woman's vagina or the reproductive system, his first thought is thrust. Because that is what is giving him pleasure.
Yes.
That is what is making the nerves sensitive. But a woman does not want that.
Tell them.
It's the opposite. I've been told to tell you, men.
Don't look at me. They'll say I sent you.
Women don't want, because I want to be stimulated. For a woman to be stimulated, it should be.
Can we record those claps? And keep them. Wait.
For future reference.
What did you just do? A woman doesn't want.
You see, a man, it's the mind that is telling him, pump, so that the biology is pump, so that these seeds can go. Remember, they are going to the fallopian tubes. So naturally, a man will want to pump, so that it will come out with speed to go to the fallopian tubes. Okay? But the woman, her muscles needs the sensitivity, and it's like the mouth. They need to be stimulated. So if when you're brushing your teeth, you brush your teeth like
no,
you brush. That's how a woman is stimulated to get an orgasm. But if you are doing it only to reproduce, it's okay. Go and pump and shoot the seeds. But if you want to satisfy your woman, slow, tease, move. Remember, there are muscles inside.
Now, the process of moving, teasing, slow is now the issue when you have erectile dysfunction.
Yes, because the moment he goes in, he will just come out. He will just ejaculate. Yes. And so a man with erectile dysfunction really experiences the difference I tell you about an orgasm and an ejaculation. For a man who will enjoy pure, deepest, most amazing orgasm, is when he has gone through the journey, looked at the woman in the eyes, connected with the woman physically, emotionally, intellectually, any part. And the release is boom. Every part of his body, he gives him his entire being.
Yes. It's Carol who is saying. So
there's a difference between just ejaculating and that orgasm.
I want to take you back to the size of the penis.
Yes.
Does it matter?
It doesn't.
If it is too small, will it tease what?
Yes, because a woman connects with you first emotionally, then all these things. There are women, because she has allowed herself to love you, to accept you, you have helped her. It doesn't matter, because I don't know, we can ask the women, maybe me and you are wrong, but most women are not enticed by the penetration. It's that bonding, that connection. A woman would be satisfied because of the bonding. And remember,
the cuddling,
the loving, the kissing, look me in the eye, talk to me. Even a woman can get an orgasm with just that.
The flowers.
Yes.
Just bring
so
flowers.
Also remember the biological aspect.
Yeah.
That the woman's most sensitive part is outside. The clitoris. Clitoris is the only organ that God created that has no other work in this world. It has no other work.
Really?
It's just full of good, many beautiful nerves to stimulate the woman. And the way we see a clitoris from outside is just an eighth of an eighth of a clitoris. Otherwise, it has gone into the pelvic area. It is inside there. It's big and it looks like this. It stimulates all these areas.
When we talk about the woman, you'll tell us, you'll bring that vagina.
Yes. So the stimulation of a woman, the size of the penis does not matter, because what matters is how will you use it, because the stimulation is not even it's 2 to 3 inches inside. The woman does not get satisfaction because of the inside you go.
So work with what you have.
And when God was creating you, I'm sure he knew what he was doing. Like he must have given you another.
No, but that has made sense, because maybe there are men who have self-esteem issues, thinking they can satisfy a woman.
No, you can.
You can.
And the satisfaction for a woman, this is a woman telling you, another woman bearing witness. We just need the bonding.
Yes.
Be human to this woman. Be kind. Love her. Candle her. You can compensate. You can compensate. And I would want the women who are not hypocrites to share with us, either on comment section or on an email, and tell us, is it true that most women are not even fascinated by the deep penetration and all the size of the penis? Men, you will be shocked. Men will be shocked, because they think that is what makes women move.
So how do we treat? Is it treating or managing?
It's treating. Because erectile dysfunction, a man can have it anytime, even when you don't have biological, because any time a man gets stressed, the testosterone goes down. Why does it go down? Because there is a production of a stress hormone called cortisol. They are always like this. Cortisol hormone and testosterone are like this. You will never have cortisol stress until you are stressed and you are there. It never works.
It never works.
So whenever a man gets stressed, they can experience a temporary erectile dysfunction. At what point do we say you have erectile dysfunction? Is when you have had the lack of a firm erection for a longer period of time. So if you have it for 2 weeks and it's stressed, maybe you are building a house, still, please don't think you have a problem. But if you have it for 6 months and you have already sorted out this issue, then you need to start questioning. It's just a season. So it depends. Just always go back before you run to go and get the pills. Always go back to, why do you think it happened? When you're not in good terms with your wife, where are you expecting to get an erection from?
Why are you even getting an erection when we are not in good terms? It's not right. So for the person who never gets an erection at all, the one who cannot maintain an erection, and the one who is on and off,
the one who is ejaculating prematurely. And there's another one, there's a category ahead. I've met the last 1 month, I've met 3 or 4 men who are like that. They tell you for real, I will once in 3 weeks admire and want a woman, have an erection, have sex, and I'll not have that desire again until another 3 weeks or another 2 months. And it's disturbing. Yeah. Because he's wondering why I'm not feeling the urge at all for 3 weeks, a whole month. So it's the level of the adrenaline, testosterone is. Because when he has an erection, is good. When he does sex, it's once and then he's done. Yeah. He'll never have another urge until another. He's behaving like an old man. You see that's how.
And this is a young man.
Yes, these are young men I'm talking about. So that one, we have to check on what could have caused. What could have caused it? Is it psychological? Is it hormonal? Yeah. That's when I tell you go and do a hormonal profile. Yes. When I look at your hormones, I'll be able to see, and we'll correct it with. One, you asked me how I treat. Yes. One, I correct it with the psychological. We have talked about it and we have to dig about it. Then number 2, I give you what you're holding.
I knew it. This strong man here.
Strong man wonder pack. So there's that and there's this one.
What is this again? Because
this one is for a man who has an erection, is able to get into the sexual act. Maybe it's not so premature ejaculation, but he doesn't have this urge until maybe he'll just do once, then sleep, and maybe after 2 days is when he will feel like he wants. So that man has not he doesn't have a big problem. But this one is for a
Which one is this? Tell us the name.
This is Prostate Glad Health Package.
What is inside?
They are herb. I've harvested Prunus africana. I've harvested ashwagandha and mukomero and some other natural herbs from the tree that will help the man be able to have a firm and happy and longer erection. Okay. And also last longer.
But bed. If you have stress, work on the stress first. This will not do anything.
Of course. Then also
how do I take? I'm very interested. How so this is because powder. They're going to ask me this.
It is the powder. It is healthy. You can add to your herbal tea. Okay. You can add to your smoothie. You can add depending on your age. I have to listen. Anytime you're coming to buy, we'll ask you how old are you? Yeah. Because if I give a 27-year-old the same dosage as a 48-year-old, I'm doing injustice. Yes. Because a 27-year-old just needs to be jump-started. A 48 needs to be jump-started and pushed. Yeah. Then a 60-year-old, we just need to change the battery.
How much can I take can a man take per day?
2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons.
The way I have mixed is a maximum of 2 tablespoons. Okay. And also it helps the men with the
it's even written, take a tablespoon of the mixture in warm water.
Yes.
Juice or uji twice a day, morning and 4 hours before bed.
Yes. And then it helps the men with enlarged prostate gland. Maybe we'll have a show on talking about the prostate gland because it's a gland that is valuable and men are struggling with prostate cancer. There is also a certain age that a man gets and this gland starts swelling, but it's not cancer. It's benign. Okay. So the cancerous one is malignant. So this one prevents and helps treat the swollen prostate gland. Okay. So this one, I've added more herbs that are more powerful.
On this one?
It's someone who really needs the energy. Yeah. And so this one will make you, it's called his Erogenous Package.
Oh, yes.
So it will make this man have a firm erection and stay longer and also desire to go back again and again after not as long period of time. Okay. Yes. So that's the difference.
So these two can help.
Yes, and also it depends with the age. Then number 2, even if I give you this and your diet is pathetic,
we go back to sugar,
if you are taking thank you. And let me tell you the testimonies I'm getting from women. Yes. Oh, women are healing from fibroids because of stopping the wheat, the sugar, the dairy. They thought I was joking. Men have also been started healing erectile dysfunction because of that. Yeah. So if your diet is bad, if you're just eating red meat left, right, and center every day, and then you're drinking, let me talk to a man here. I'm hoping that one man who is watching me will stop drinking these things that they drink. 1, energy drinks. The sugar levels in those things is there.
Energy drinks.
There are men who they don't drink alcohol, but for them to function, they take the energy drinks.
Yes.
I've also watched the men of the clergy who want the energy to go and preach, and they think the energy comes from the energy drink. Please stop. Instead, focus on water, herbal teas, and look for natural energy.
Yeah.
That energy drink will mess up so many people. Number 2, smoking, tobacco.
Yeah.
And not just smoking, the ones that they put in their noses, under their tongues, those things, they mess up a man's way of sexuality, especially when he's growing older. Number 3, they go and drink alcohol that is, I'm really trying to look for the best word to call it. It's not the spirits and the whiskeys and all these things, but it is the last part of the alcohol production, and it is very rich with barley, and so you stop wheat. Then when you go to the club, or for those who drink, they go and take brands that I will not mention their names here, which is extremely a lot of barley, a lot of wheat. You're doing zero work.
Yeah.
And then they just want to drink that cheap thing.
Changa.
Changa. I was about to say Changa is better, but compared.
I was shocked. This is
compared to the damage that this other thing that they are taking is doing. Unfortunately, I can't mention the names here. I'm not going to mention the names. If you want to know the names, look for us. So those 4, and then red meat. Men are eating red meat Monday, Tuesday, Friday, every day. And then you're eating with a lot of ugali, which is white, which is refined. Eat with the brown. Tell them what the Westerners are doing. Eat with brown.
Ugali.
And I would want to invite you to a place where you can bring our audience to come and see that we can make ugali without the maize meal. Yeah, but even there's millet. We can make sorghum, we can make cassava, we can make sweet potato, we can make pumpkin. That is natural, original starch.
Yeah.
So we don't that thing of you're eating meat, refined ugali, and then in South Africa I found it's called pap. Pap, yes. And then you are not eating vegetables and all these things. So your digestion is bad. So even if you came to me, you are obese, and I gave you this, it might not work. You also need to work on your weight, because obesity is another cause of erectile dysfunction. And there's a myth. Okay, I don't know whether it's a myth, but maybe our audience can tell us.
Yeah.
The bigger the stomach, the smaller the penis.
Does it shrink when the stomach becomes...
That's what they say. And when you reduce the stomach...
Maybe the functionality.
Maybe, and when the stomach goes down, it goes back to normal. I don't know. Those are things that
they should tell us if it's true.
So if this has to work, we work on the psychology, we work on your diet. And then number 2, I have clearly indicated here. Caution, this is not a Viagra. Do not expect an instant erection.
They get to the bed and they start licking it.
Hey, they want instant answers. This is not this one is not an instant.
And I have observed that you don't give instant
I don't give instant answers, because nature does not give us instant answers. Why? Because nature expected us to honor it and take the process. It's a whole process.
Yeah.
Nature is a process. Other than the rain that has just come in.
We're not going back there.
And even before it came, the clouds came. They gave us a signal. So for us, we want to mess up for 10 years, and then you come to Carol to correct something that you've messed up for 10 years in 1 month. It's not possible. You have to give your body a time to adjust.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I think we've explored that topic well.
And there's a black seed oil.
Yes, I was actually looking for black seed oil.
The rain has done that.
Yes, but it was here before the rains.
I hear they have been asking
because of the comment you made about black seed oil and honey. I have even not been taught myself. Like, she has not even taught me. She said she will teach me on how to use it, right?
I will, and not today.
But before she even taught me, you guys have gone to all her shops and bought all the black seed oil.
Yes, it is.
So
good.
How are you taking it?
It is good because it's boosting their immunity.
Oh yeah, it has many functions. But don't drink it before bed thinking that
you will have an erection. No.
Yeah. So many products. Actually, your products are well described on your website as well. So check out our website,
rnb.co.ke.
Yeah, rnb.co.ke, and get to see what else she has in her stores all around the country, and coming soon.
Yes.
Maybe by the time you're watching this, it will actually be there. So check the comments and check the description of this video as well. If a man needs to talk to Caro,
yes, they need to stop calling Rawder.
Please. And you know, there's a guy I told, I can't help you. And they were like, no, you are always with her. You know, you can help me. I'm like, I can't help you. Please look for Caro.
Tell them you also see me once in a while.
Yes.
But I've also heard that there are some mothers who are declaring their love.
Yes, there are those who are declaring their love for you. They're asking if you are available. And they are in love with you. They just love your smile. And they just watch our videos to look at you.
Oh, thank you.
So please do something about it.
I'll avail myself to more videos so that they can be happy to see me. And again, I think that there's another video that we did. There was a serious battle on, and we have really tried to speak English throughout.
Yes,
there's a battle between countries. Who is watching? South Africa won.
Yeah,
they are the ones who invited me first. Ghana as well. So anyone else who wants to win the battle,
yes, please.
Get Caro.
You're going to Ghana?
Yes, I'm going to Ghana.
How was South Africa, Kwanzaa?
Lovely. I went to Limpopo, I went to Pretoria, and it's my place to be. I love the farms. Me, I'm not an urban town person, so it was also a moment to learn much more from other people. And I keep learning about African medicine because it's very rich, but we don't seem to know how rich it is. Yes.
So you'll tell us about Ghana when you go.
Yes. Yeah, I will.
And please post photos.
Okay, I will try.
We will appreciate.
Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. I'm Caro, your health coach.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time today. If you have any more questions, we're talking about those who want to reach you. They can book an appointment.
Yes. Let's I think we have to remind you again and again, our dear viewer, that the first comment down here, and when you call one number and it's not going through, we have a whole list of numbers that you can reach us on. You can also come to my Facebook, to my Instagram, to my TikTok, and inbox. We will respond. So I feel sad when I see, before even the show ends, everyone is asking you where is the number, and you have already posted the phone numbers here. You have done the website. So let's just read the first comment. But the phone number is 0711 621563. 0711 621563 or 0750 621563. 0750 621563. Text messages, call them. I know those numbers are always busy, and we are working on something to make sure that we serve as many people as possible. But don't give up. Send a text message. That is the number you reach me on.
Caro, not me. Caro.
And you can go to our website www.rnb.co.ke. You can, when you will be directed to WhatsApp or information. And there are people who've been emailing. Thank you. People in the diaspora have been finding it easier to email. It's okay. We always respond to your emails. So you can email us info@rnb.co.ke. info@rnb.co.ke, and we will always respond. Where you are in diaspora or you are far away from Kenya and you're wondering how will we get to you, imagine we are able to send whatever and to also have conversations. We have virtual conversations. I have virtual calls, but even the virtual calls you have to book an appointment,
please.
Yes, because I'm not able to respond to all the phone calls. And then unfortunately there are people who also get angry at Susan. They're like, where Susan, you don't want me to see Caro? It is because of the schedule and how it goes. But I really appreciate. I feel like I've left out the woman. We talked about masturbation, pornography for the man.
Now we need to talk about the woman.
We will talk about the woman.
Because there is a reverse.
Yes.
Is it a reverse? The opposite of erectile dysfunction for women. Yes. Women who don't.
Yeah, they just have no libido. They have dry vagina. They have no discharge. There are some who are born without the ability to produce.
So that's a whole show for the woman as well. Today was special for the man.
And thank you for creating a platform for men to have this
Yeah.
Because very few platforms are giving the man an opportunity. Unfortunately, it's women who are out here speaking on behalf of the men.
Well, which is still okay.
It's still okay.
And don't be scared. Reach out.
Yes.
Yeah, reach out. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. Every last Monday, the days of the week, every last Monday of the month, we have Carol, your health coach, on the Rawder Kidula Show. So what would you want us to talk about? Let us know so that we think through it and even have a conversation around it. Thank you so much for your support as well. God bless you, and I'll see you on the next one.